Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of On Deck here on FTSN. I'm Russ Morgan. Hope everybody's having a great night. Uh, June 4th. Jesus, this year's going by super quick. We're already in June. Trade deadline only about a little over a month, almost 2 months away. Couple teams didn't have a great weekend. MLB wise, college baseball wise was a great week. But MLB wise, my Yankees didn't have the best weekend. Obviously, losing 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, salvaging that last game. Ryan Yarbrough looked really good against the Dodgers. At least for Yarbrough, he's making the way he's pitching right now. Making decisions pretty difficult for when Luis Heel comes back, which I think he's starting to throw. I think they said like early to mid July. So it's right there. I think he's making decisions pretty tough with them because he's been pitching phenomenal of late. My opinion too is he's also a guy. With Yarbrough, I like him because he's a guy who isn't overpowering. He kind of works his stuff, lower arm angle, nice changeup. But it's nice to see a guy like that who's a little more shifty. Now we don't see as many guys like that. But on that side, when Heel comes back, I think it's going to be a difficult decision because, you've got Fried, who, yes, he got banged up on Friday, but he's solidified in that one spot. You got Rendon, who's 8-3 now, who's looked very good and had a really solid outing the other day against Cleveland and ended up getting the win. You're gonna have Schmidt, Schmidt's up and down. You have Heel. I think it comes down to him and Warren at this time. I honestly would rather at this time have Yarbrough. I know 3 lefties in the rotation, but his arm angle I like, working that changeup, like that. He's not overpowering, but he gets a lot of swing and miss, a lot of strikeouts. Not a lot of strikeouts the other night against the Dodgers, was his swing and miss rate has been solid. So I think there's a little there'll be a little contemplation on that. But I think the way he's pitching of late, I'd keep him in there and move Will Warren to the bullpen. Will Warren's his stuff's not. If you're not getting swing and miss, you're not getting some of your stuff over. It's he's got that nasty sweeper with a lot of tilt on it, a lot of movement, but you're not getting that over. You're not going to get the guys to chase, and he's not getting that job done. Dodgers look good the first two games and to end the month of May. 8-5. You put up 5 runs against Max Fried, who's looked phenomenal. Obviously, he's up to a 1.93 ERA. Shohei Ohtani 2 for 5 that game. Will Smith 2 for 4. Freddie Freeman was 3 for 4. You get a solid outing from Gonsolin, goes 6 innings, gives up 5 runs, but you're going up against that Yankees offense, which is elite. Aaron Judge was 2 for 5 that game, but Fried goes 5, gives up 8 hits, 6 earned runs. Obviously, Saturday was bad. Max Muncy had a big game for the Dodgers. They lost 18-2, but Shohei was 2 for 4, 2 for 3. Freddie Freeman, the guy just hits, 2 for 6. Muncy was 3 for 6, a couple of boom busts. But on Sunday, I really liked the way Yarbrough looked. Hitting wise, Goldschmidt looked good. Ben Rice had that long home run to center field. 0 for 4 on Judge's night, but 4 for 5 for DJ. It'd be really big be a really big win for the Yankees if they could get LeMahieu going, stick him at second base, and put Jazz Chisholm at third, who's obviously he's not my opinion with Jazz Chisholm. Obviously he's not. He's better suited at second, but I think he can do a serviceable job at third, where maybe the Yankees can focus more of their resources on trying to get another starting pitcher, which they might need. But I mean, if LeMahieu can get going, will be very big. Had a couple of base knock last night, but I mean, Yarbrough looked really good. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks. So I mean, that swing and misses there. He's 3-0 on the year, but gotta should be a big weekend. But the Red Sox suck, even though they won today. I mean, you got one of the best rivalries in sports coming up this week in Boston Yankees. I'm going to get into that a little later, but let's get into a little rumors as we're getting a little trickles, a little reports here and there, but trade deadline, next month, at the end of next month. So we shall see. There's a couple of rumors. Red Sox right now at 30-34, 9.5 out. So there'll either be 10 games out tonight at first place or 9, depending on the Yankees down 3 there. And they are 5 back, going to be either 4 or 5 back at the end of the night of the wild card. But the one big news we got in the reports this week is the Padres contacted the Red Sox about outfielder Jarren Duran. For me, this comes as a surprise. Yes, he's having a little off year, a little down year, but he was, had a great year, was All-Star Game MVP, did receive some MVP votes for MVP last year. For me, just being a baseball guy, I think this guy's an untouchable. I don't know if we got any Red Sox fans in there. Oh, nice, Blue. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm sure that's going to be sick. Was really surprised. Miami. I'm guessing you're a Hurricanes fan because you're going to Louisville. Going off of what you said, I was really surprised the way Miami ended the season, the way Miami went into the ACC tournament, and getting just absolutely shellacked by not great Cal team in the regular season. Had an okay ACC tournament in their retrospect, but had a down inaugural year in the ACC. I was very surprised the way they looked. Hey, I mean, I think there'll always be hate, but I mean, to do what he did, to go into, I mean, going on. I mean, I was going to talk a little JD, little Jarren Duran, but we got a Canes fan in here, so I mean, I got a lot of Canes stuff. I think he shut him up a little bit. I mean, they did a hell of a job. Teams playing well, well above their talent. I was zoned in on this one, obviously, because the podcast is a Miami podcast. Starting in South Florida. So I was zoned in watching it, and even listening to some of the guys talk about the struggles University of Miami has, just like you said, getting talent to campus because of it being a private school and a very hefty price private school. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. Going on Miami beats an Alabama team who, yes, got 8th or 9th place in the regular season, but that was in the SEC. I mean, they probably at Miami, they kept Alabama in check most of that game. Was it who's that starting pitcher? AJ Cisco, freshman. I mean, 7 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits. I mean, that's a hell of a job for a freshman. And they're going to need him big this week. I mean, going in Louisville, 15-15 in the ACC, 1 game below Miami, so it's going to be a good ACC battle. Hattiesburg was crazy, dude. There was more people. You know what's funny? There was more people at the University of Miami game in Hattiesburg than the people at the Marlins Rockies game yesterday. There was 5,300 people at the Miami Alabama game in Hattiesburg. There was like 5,100 at the Marlins game yesterday against the Rockies. But I mean, I'm guessing it's a great win because I mean, if you know college baseball, you're not thinking of just athletics in general, football or basketball. Southern Mississippi is a very recognizable program in the baseball world. So I mean, you're getting it. You get a hell of a performance from a freshman. What was he? I think he's coming out of Miami too. Is he out of Miami? If I'm out of St. Thomas Aquinas, I don't know how St. Thomas Aquinas is in baseball, but I know their football program is really, really great. So I'm sure their baseball program is phenomenal too. But to get that from a freshman, solid. I thought, in my opinion, when they went first and second with 2 outs, and they brought up that one of the best hitters, being a guy who played baseball, who coached baseball, who scouted baseball, hearing that ball off the bat, I was like, oh, that's gone. And I thought that was gone. You come back, you just absolutely put a shellacking on Columbia. You lose game 3. Yeah, Cisco was definitely Kuvat's a monster, obviously. That's why he was ACC all-first team preseason, and there he was an absolute monster. I mean, you come back, you beat him, you kind of get worked on Sunday night, 17-6. You come back winning 5-4. So, I mean, it's a pretty big win for the Hurricanes. They're going to go there. All you need is 2 to get there. They're going to need Cisco big time. Kuvat was a monster, 379 on the year. But, I mean, his regional 5 for 13, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He was 384. The transfer from, I think he's UNC Greenville, Jake Ogden was very big for Miami. Transfer from Greensboro, was massive. Kuvat's a guy's going to be a high draft pick next year. High draft pick as a sophomore. He's a stud. Unfortunately, I didn't have ESPN Plus, so I didn't get to see as many of all the games as I wanted. But I did get to see that Miami game because it was one of the few that was on early because we did have rain delays, and just to see his back control, the way he uses the whole field. I mean, that guy's going to be a high pick. I mean, Kuvat 388, Jake Ogden was 7 for 18 on the regional, 3 RBIs. He was 388. Kuvat 384. Who's the other guy? Max Gavin was big, 7 for 19, 4 RBIs, 368. So I mean, it'll be an interesting series. I mean, Louisville's got. I think Louisville's beatable. If you go into their pitching, their starting pitching's kind of all there. I mean, you got Patrick Forbes, you got 4.62 ERA, who had 13 games started. I mean, you got Michael Peter, who's 4.81. I think it's kind of a beatable team if I'm looking at that. And to go into Louisville's a pretty good historic program, great in the last 20 years. I mean, you got some dudes. I mean, Lucas Morris, 366, Eddie King Jr., 348. I mean, you got a handful of guys above 300. But the one thing I noticed on that Miami team is 100%. 100%. Southern Mississippi, number 16. Alabama, I don't know the final record on Alabama was, but I know they were I think they had 38 to 40 wins on the year. And Alabama is much better than Louisville was. And Southern Mississippi was one of the best teams in the nation. Let me get the full their regular season record. Southern Mississippi was 44-14 on the year in the regular season. Alabama was 41-16. So yes, they're both better, and Alabama plays in the SEC. So I mean that's even a whole lot better. But I what I noticed about them, I mean, the first couple times I've seen Miami, I didn't follow them a whole ton this year. Just trying to follow as much. But I mean, that's a scrappy team. A scrappy team. I think they've got it there. I mean, you're going to put a lot on a freshman pitcher, but I think it's a winnable to go up there to Louisville and win. And I'm a little jealous. That'll be fun just chemistry. I'm not 100% sure if they have a lot of transfers, but I mean, this scrappy team. I mean, their three hitters like 5'8", or that one hitter behind Kuvat's like 5'8". So it's a scrappy team, and find ways to win. I mean, you beat Alabama, which you're definitely not supposed to beat. You beat Southern Mississippi, which you're not supposed to beat. Oh, it's full of transfers. Okay, thank you for correcting me. Well, I mean, I guess Kuvat is a transfer. Oh yeah, they got a lot. A good job using the transfer portal. But I mean, this is why we love. This is why I love College World Series and the regionals. I mean, you've got Murray State, who's a 4 seed, who their pitching is just not up there. They go into Miss Oxford and beat number 10 seed Ole Miss. I mean, UTSA goes into Austin at Dish Talk Field and just handles University of Texas. Miami, Kuvat's probably the only guy as of now. Ogden could probably be a guy, but he maybe moved to the left side. Got to look at the roster. But, I mean, it's scrappy. So, I mean, but this, like I said, this is why I love it. I mean, you got UTSA went into Austin and beat probably the best team all year. Louisville went into Nashville and beat Vanderbilt, who just won the SEC tournament. You have West Virginia, who was the best team in the Big 12, who probably got snubbed because of that. Just it being so deep this year, got snubbed from a 1 seed, go into Clemson and just walk through that regional of Arizona, who won the Eugene regional. But then you have, number 12 Oregon, who just goes 2 in barbecue. So, I mean, this is why it's so great. So, I mean, and even, I don't know if you when Evan Brulowski, I think is his last name, who does a lot of ACC, he was on a couple weeks ago, and just echoing what he said, even if you bet on college baseball, it's not just chalk, because it's really hard to bet, and that's what we're seeing. So that's why I love college baseball. I'm not a Canes fan. I'm not a Louisville fan either. I just want a good series, but I hope it goes good for you, man. Blue, I hope it goes good. Was as a guy who watches a lot of college baseball, I was surprised that after the last bad couple of weeks, losing a series to Notre Dame, losing a series to Virginia, after a couple of weeks where they're one of the hottest teams in baseball, turn it around, and then you lose 2 straight series. Then you go to Cal and play Cal in the ACC tournament, lose 12-2. So I mean, I think it's there. I think I will talk college baseball all day. I think more people need to watch college baseball, because especially for the amount of, not a lot of, not. I mean, I understand. I think Kuvat's going to be a dude. I like Jake Ogden. I think he could be a guy. Not this year, next year. Maybe he needs another year. But I mean, if in my opinion, college baseball, I mean, we're seeing a lot of good talent from college baseball uh, that is starting to affect the MLB. Obviously, Paul Skeens being one of them. But if I'm going to guys to watch this week, there's a lot of guys in the Super Regional, from Kate Anderson at Louisville, from Jamie Arnold, who could be on that. Like Evan said a couple weeks ago, and I 100% agree. This guy's nasty with the slider. Could be on that Paul Skeens uh, track as moving up quick. That left-handed pitcher from Florida State up there in Tallahassee. To, was it Ava Arquette, shortstop from Oregon? I think he's second base from Oregon State. To Liam Doyle, who could easily be a top left-handed pitcher from Tennessee. And honestly, I mean, you don't even see first time since 20. Yeah. Quick story on that. So, I can't remember the full year. The first year I really got into college baseball, finally, when I was a kid, we got cable. Didn't have cable for a while. My grandfather bought cable for the family for Christmas. So the first year I got into college baseball was the Alex Gordon, Nebraska team that they beat University of Miami to make it to the College World Series. So some circumstance, Miami has a little hand, even though they lost to get me into college baseball, and I've been watching college baseball ever since. I'm wondering what year that was. – 2005. So I mean, have a great time up in Louisville. I think it's anybody's regional. I did like the Miami team. I thought they're a scrappy bunch, not overly talented, but scrappy, find a way to win, find a way to score. So I think it's theirs. Louisville has been historically, in recent 10 to 15 years, very good, but did have a down year. So I think it's anybody's regional, and I'm really excited for that. But I mean, I will be watching. I don't know what time that game is. First game, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm an Arizona fan, so I'll be watching. I mean, I'll be watching all of them. But I mean, going on the amount of talent we're going to see, probably in the top 50 of the MLB draft this year, is and I'm missing some names too. I mean, you've got Ava Arquette from Oregon State, second baseman, shortstop. Gavin Klein, second baseman from Tennessee. Brendan Summerhill is a dude from Arizona, bear down. I'm an Arizona guy, so Luke Stevenson from UNC is a stud. He'll be right there in that regional with Arizona. Why can't I remember? Chapel Hill Regional. Ike Irish, catcher, outfielder from Auburn. Weewa Aloha from Arkansas, which will be – Arkansas produces some dudes too. That'll be a great regional when they play Tennessee, to see those guys go up against University of Tennessee, go up against Arkansas, especially with Liam Doyle, who could easily be one of the top pitchers in this class. I'm also watching Coastal Carolina because of Chad Bourne. I coached Chad Bourne a little bit in high school at Orange Lutheran. I don't know if you're still in here. I don't know if you remember Chad Bourne did start his career at Miami. He's now at Coastal Carolina, transferred. I don't know what happened, but did start his career at University of Miami. And, Murray State's the big story, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be – I'm super stoked for some college baseball, and I'm glad we got someone in here wanting to talk some college baseball, going to the games. One of these days I'll get down to Mark Light was at Alex Rodriguez Ballpark. No clue why it's Alex Rodriguez Ballpark, but one of these days I'll get down. And I definitely, at University of Miami, it's a historic program. I mean, yeah, I haven't been back. It's a lot of winning. But, I mean, moving to the MLB – Jarren Duran. Speaking of Padres, contacted Jarren Duran. Sorry, I got into a little college baseball. For me, it comes as a surprise. I think he's untouchable, but the Red Sox are at least taking calls. I don't know. I get for the Red Sox, I get taking calls. You got Roman Anthony down there who's just tearing it up, but is would this be a good sign for the fan base? To trade a guy like Duran, who's young, 25, 26, maybe even younger, to the fan base. I will come out and say, even though I'm a Yankees fan, it is good for baseball when the Red Sox are good. But this would make a path for Roman Anthony to make his MLB debut. Was blocked in the outfield by Rafaela Duran and Abreu, who's batting 302, 429 on base percentage, 503, 9 home runs, 24 RBIs. I think Duran, if you're trading one of those outfielders, Duran's going to get you the biggest prospect haul. And you'd have to start off with Leo DeViris, 18-year-old shortstop, 27 timeline. They could look at some MLB talent, maybe a Luis Ariz, but if you're going Duran, you're going to have to give up at least 2 prospects, one being a top 5 guy for Duran. Going into this weekend, obviously Yankees Red Sox, one of the best rivalries in sports history. Going into it, you got Will Warren versus Walker Buehler game 1. You got Garrett Crochet versus Ryan Yarbrough game 2, and then you got Dobbins versus Carlos Rodon game 3. For me, it doesn't have this rivalry. Does not have the same oomph it once did. It once used to have some serious oomph. Long gone are the days of Rocket throwing at Manny, even though that was kind of Manny being Manny and kind of making a big deal, or the brawls. But let's get to the real facts. The Red Sox suck. They'll be shipping players off. They'll be shipping Aroldis Chapman. He'll be gone if they're not anywhere near contention. Jarren Duran, obviously, you know him. Got any Red Sox fans in there? What do we think if they're not in contention? They ship Alex Bregman off, because you can definitely get a nice haul for Alex Bregman, who is at the MVP level, a strong third baseman, and on that 3-year deal, but an opt-out at the end of the year. Why wouldn't the Red Sox consider shipping off Alex Bregman in there? I think that's one thing the Red Sox got to consider. Going to the Yankees, we're down. The Yankees right now are down 3-0. Way to go. But still got 387 for Judge, still 21 home runs, 50 RBIs. Paul Goldschmidt, 327. Just got Jazz Chisholm back, who had a big home run last night. He's 194, but let's move into third. I think he might move to third permanently for the Yankees, which I'm fine with if DJ picks it up. Volpe's up to 241. Bellinger is starting to look hot. 253, but had that slow start. Now starting to pick it up. Ben Rice, 244. Grisham, 247. Dominguez went down. He's still, I don't know the full MRI. Fernando Cruz came back today. Interesting with what I saw a little in the warm-up of the Yankees game today is Paul Goldschmidt taking some reps at second base, which would be a big surprise. But that would make room to keep the left-handed bat and Ben Rice in there, have him play first base, and bring Giancarlo Stanton once he's back there. Obviously, losing Luke Weaver is a big hit to that back half of the bullpen for 4 to 6 weeks. but Rondon's looking great of late. 2.49 ERA, 8-3. Max Fried, yeah, the one shaky start, 1.92 ERA, 7-1. I think will be better. He pitches tomorrow night. I think Will Warren, as when Heel comes back, he will be the odd man out right now. I mean, Clark Schmidt, who's not, Clark Schmidt's a little shaky too. 4-2, 3.95 ERA. But I mean, I think Fernando Cruz comes back, which is big for that bullpen. Devin Williams, who is going to be in a big role for the Yankees now with Luke Weaver down, has like a 12 ERA when pitching in the ninth. So he's going to be shoved back into that ninth inning role. That big role. But I mean, it's Red Sox Yankees, but I just, it doesn't have that same flavor as it did in the early 2000s. Just, of the good old days. But it is Red Sox Yankees. So it's still, but I mean, it'll be interesting. It's always tough. I think in everything, especially with playing the Red Sox, they could take 2 out of 3, even though they're not very good. It's just playing the Red Sox every year. But I mean, I think we got it. Game 2 is always going to be. Game 1 will be tough with Warren versus Buehler. Buehler's another guy to watch. I know the Dodgers have already talked to them. Game 2 will be tough too. Crochet's been that ace, been the dude this year for the Red Sox. Yarbrough's going to be in another ace. Can he outdo another ace? Outdo Yamamoto the other day. But I mean, it's always Red Sox Yankees. I know I have a couple Marlins fans out here. I'd love to know your opinion. Just a little Marlins note after that abysmal week where you guys probably had like 15,000. What's your opinion of every single team in Miami? If they use an alternate universe, maybe they always go, "Oh, Miami Vice." I'm like, in my opinion, it's a little played out. Let's change it up. I get it. It's Miami. Every team. Marlins doing the same thing. I'll probably get yelled at after this, but I think it's a little played out. Do something different. Everybody does this Miami Vice. But, I mean, I'm really glad we got some college baseball people in here. Blue, thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for jumping on some and getting a little college baseball. But I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of great regionals. That the Los Angeles regional, which is in Westwood, Jackie Robinson Stadium is going to be great. UTSA has been great all year. What UTSA? UTSA has been great all year. I mean, surprise team, Murray State, Duke. Go Racers. Keep it going. LSU, West Virginia, a lot of MLB talent there. Tennessee, Arkansas, a lot of MLB talent. Arkansas, Auburn, Coastal Carolina. I'll be tuned there. I'm an Arizona fan, so bear down. I think that's going to be really tough. UNC's really, really good. And Oregon State, Florida State, and then you got Miami, Louisville. There's going to be a lot of great baseball this week. Not just the on the pro ranks, but that college baseball is going to be great. And I'm really looking forward to this. A great time of year to whoever gets to Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade. It's not Rosenblatt. But it is still Omaha. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Blue, thank you for tuning in so we could talk a little Canes baseball, a little something different for me. So I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully it goes good for you this week and you can fly to Omaha and go there because that's still on. I'd be envious because that's still on my bucket list to get to Omaha to watch a couple College World Series games. So I'd be envious. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Follow me on Twitter, Russ on deck 2. I'm a Derek Jeter fan, so I had to put a number in there. So 2's obviously the obvious number. Was the number I wore most of my career until, I didn't have a choice. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Please remember, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already following the FTSN on YouTube, subscribed on YouTube and Twitter, please do that. This is On Deck. I'm Russ Morgan on FTSN. You guys have a great night.